Now we will discuss the properties or periodic properties of d block elements. Out of these periodic property we will discuss already atomic radii and metallic character. Atomic radii and metallic character are already discussed with you. Now today we will discuss about the ionization enthalpy. Ionization enthalpy means energy. Ionization energy or ionization enthalpy are the same thing. This is the amount of energy required to remove the valence electron or outermost electron from an isolated gaseous atom. All metals are solid at room temperature. These metal atoms are aggregate together, exist as metal that we can see easily. But each metallic atom is separate. Single atom is exist in the gaseous state. That means isolated means single atom. It is the amount of energy required to remove the electron or valence electron or outermost electron from an isolated gaseous atom. It is the amount of energy. Units are kilojoule per mole. In case of d block elements, ionization energy exists between s block and p block. That is, d block element have more ionization energy as compared to s block elements, but less than p block element, because these d orbital are exist in between s and p orbital. These are d block elements. These two groups are included in s block element, and these 6 groups 13 to 18 are exist in p block. As we move along the period, atomic size decrease. D block elements are smaller than s block, so their ionization energy is greater. Smaller the size of atom, more ionization energy is required. They are larger in size, they are smaller in size. That means D block elements, due to small size, they have high ionization energy as compared to S block element. And P block elements are smaller than D block. So D block elements have less ionization energy than P block elements. So we can say ionization energy of D block elements exists between S and P block elements. Then according to the series, ionization energy will be in accordance with atomic size. As we move along the period, atomic size decrease, ionization energy increase. As we move from scandium to chromium, atomic size decrease. It means ionization energy increase. But from chromium to copper, atomic size is approximate same, because with increasing nuclear charge, electron repulsion increase. Both cancel the effect of each other and size remain approximate same. If size remain approximate same, ionization energy also approximate same. But as we move from copper to zinc, atomic size increase. According to rule, ionization energy decrease, but here ionization energy also increase. Why ionization energy increase from copper to zinc? Reason due to stable, fully filled, outermost electronic configuration. Beta, electronic configuration of copper is argon 3d10 4s1. It have one electron in outermost shell, half filled. But in case of zinc, whether it is fully filled 30, argon 3d10 4s2, fully filled. This electron is easy to be removed, but this can't. So more and more energy is required, so ionization energy also increase. As we move from top to bottom, scandium to yttrium, yttrium to lanthanum, lanthanum to actinium. Atomic size increase, ionization energy decrease. But after yttrium and lanthanum, remaining elements have approximate same size. Second and third transition series has approximate same size due to lanthanoid contraction. Better because of lanthanoid contraction. Here lanthanoid contraction. Then ionization energy also approximate same. Reason again one more answer due to lanthanoid contraction. Due to lanthanoid contraction. Now our next property, that is next property, that is catalytic property. Due to catalytic property, mostly d block elements act as catalyst for various reactions. Better let's one example. Suppose nitrogen plus hydrogen to give ammonia. It is very slow process. If none of the catalyst or promoter are used, this reaction will completed in 1 year. This is so much slow reaction. But if ammonia will be prepared in industries by this method because it is cheapest method, easy to be available. Then to increase the speed of reaction, we will use catalyst as iron and molybdenum. Both are d block elements. Why d block elements act as catalyst? Better for reduction. Suppose this is the reduction. Reduction will be done with the help of zinc in HCl, iron in HCl. These are also d block elements. Question again the same. Why d block element have catalytic property? Answer: because they act as intermediate between reactant and product due to presence of empty d orbitals. Due to presence of empty d orbital, they have tendency to accept electrons from one reactant and transfer these electrons to another reactant. They act as intermediate. Due to presence of empty d orbital, suppose iron, beta 3d6, (4s2). Due to some reason, they show pairing. This electron will be enter here. This electron will be entering here, and they have empty d orbital. These empty d orbital have tendency to accept electron from one of the reactant and transfer electron to the other reactant, and resulting product is formed. And in the formation of product, d block element helps it increase or initiate the rate of reaction, but can't use itself. They only accept the electron from one, transfer the electron to other. Then they behave as catalyst because they increase the speed of reaction. Now alloy formation. Another property is alloy formation. Beta, these d block elements have tendency to form alloys. Alloys are the mixture of two or more metals or metal with non-metal. Question arises, why d block elements are used in alloy formation? Reason being, when d block elements are arranged regularly, beta, each atom is considered as sphere like this. D block elements are also atomic in nature. They are spherical in nature. When these atoms are arranged together, tightly arranged, just like this, beta, they have some empty space. This empty space is known as void. This empty space is known as void. And beta, these voids accept some smaller atoms, and which change the property of this one. These are interstitial compounds. Compound formation. Not alloy formation, interstitial compound formation. Interstitial compound formation. Very smaller atom like hydrogen, carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, they, due to their smaller size, they fit in the voids of d block element, and property is slightly improved. Beta, you see one example, that is the steel. Steel is made up of iron. Suppose these all are iron. Iron mixed with carbon. Carbon is of smaller size. It will be occupy voids irregularly. And pure iron have the property of rusting. But when it mixed with carbon, rusting is not occur. We all see steel utensils at our home. We have washed them with water and remain undisturbed for dryness. Is they are rusting? Answer is no, they are not rust, because carbon improve the property due to formation of interstitial compounds. Next one is the alloy formation. Beta, alloy formation. Alloy is the mixture of two or more metals or metals with non-metal, but they are approximate of same size. They are of approximate of same size. Beta, one of the most common example of alloy is alnico. Aluminium, nickel, cobalt. All these atoms or all these metals have approximate same size. When they mix together, their volume increase. Due to approximate same size, neither of the atom will be fit in the void. So when we mix the atoms together, these, one of the metal, cobalt is the main one in alnico. Aluminium and nickel, suppose this is aluminium, this is cobalt, and this is nickel. Fit like this. Like this. That means they mix together to form alloys. Alloys also have good quality as compared to the pure metal. Interstitial compounds and pure metal have approximate same properties, but alloys are more and more superior than the pure metal. Next, beta D block elements help in coordination, compound formation. D block elements form complexes. That is the complex formation. Complex formation means coordination compound. These coordination compound will be discussed in our next unit, that is the coordination chemistry. Coordination compounds are the compound in which coordinate bond is formed. That bond is formed by contribution of electron by one atom but shared by both. Two atoms come close together. These two atoms start to be form bond. For the bond formation, they require two electrons. Both these electrons are contributed by one atom but shared by both the atom. One of the most common example that you study in your lower class, BF3, boron trifluoride, come in contact with ammonia, beta, it do not have completely filled outermost electron configuration after sharing, that is 8 electrons. It have 8 electrons and 2 electrons are free. So to complete the octet of this one, nitrogen contribute this atom, these electrons are contributed by nitrogen but shared by both. The bond formed is known as coordinate bond. The atom which contribute electron is towards tail and which accept these electron that towards head. This bond is known as coordination bond. These type of compounds are formed by D block elements. Why? Reason again same. When donor atom is known as ligand. When donor atom come in contact with D block element, donor atom is electron donating atom, come in contact with D block element, it accept a pair of electron due to, why they accept the electron? They accept the electron due to presence of empty d orbital. If empty d orbital is not present, they do not accept the electron. But most of the elements except zinc, cadmium and mercury all have empty d orbital, all have tendency to accept the electron. And if they have tendency to accept the electron from donor species, that means coordinate bond is formed, and the compound formed by this type of bonds is known as coordination compound or complexes. D block element have tendency to form complexes due to presence of empty d orbital. Thank you, beta.